Hello there, welcome to my boudoir, and thank you to those of you who've already sent us questions. So this is the first video where we're going to look at your questions, and the first question is, so if you wanted to buy your first proper electric guitar, what would you buy? If you don't ever played an acoustic before and would not want to spend loads of money, or is it worth waiting till you can spend a bit more money? Okay, so this is my view, okay? So buying a guitar is like buying a car or having a baby, in that everybody else is an expert on what you should do, even if they haven't actually had that experience themselves. It's just one of those things, and people can get over technical about it, and some people know an awful lot more about it, but I'll tell you what I think, alright? So my first electric guitar is still my favourite guitar, but that was easy for me because it was my husband's guitar, because he's been playing guitar a lot longer than I have, and when I was learning I dropped it and basically broke it, so he didn't want it anymore, so it became mine. If you are looking to get a guitar, what I would do is think about what you want it to do, like any tool for the job. Like, if you were going to get a car and you have 3 children, you wouldn't buy a Mini because you can't fit a big family in them, okay? So if you are a really tall, strong person, for example, you might buy a Rickenbacker, but I can't because I'm simply not physically built to play one myself, even if I wanted to. So there's that bit. So test drive it like you would a car, okay? Sit in it. Can you touch the pedals? Like the equivalent, okay? You know, put it on. How does it feel? Have you got a friend with one? Obviously, this doesn't work in lockdown, but you know, don't buy one in lockdown. Wait till you can ask all your friends, pick up all your friends, see how you feel with them. Go into a guitar shop and do that. Test drive it. So 1, test drive. Obviously, I didn't have to do it because I'd already fallen in love with my husband's guitar. But anyway, 2, what do you want it to sound like? What's it for? What kind of band are you in? What kind of guitar sound do they want? Okay, so if there's somebody whose guitar style you really like, or whose sound you really like, what guitar do they play? What amplification do they use? What pedals do they use? Guitarists love talking about this sort of thing. So you can just look that up online, okay? I've gone back to a single humbucker, having had a slight affair with not having that in my guitar, and that's because I love the buzzy sound, and because it's like the guitars that other people whose music I really like and whose sound I really like, I want to have that in my sound. Okay, so I detune. So I use a Fender Telecaster because it detunes really nicely and it has a really big warm sound, so it kind of copes with that, and it has a sort of natural feedback with it, which is really lovely. But that works for me, so it depends what you want. Totally depends what you want. Also, specifically, if you're going from just playing acoustic to electric, I have a semi-acoustic, which is really like my electric. So if you can, get a semi-acoustic, borrow somebody's semi-acoustic, think about what it is that you like about that you want an electric guitar, and then that's kind of like a halfway point. So yeah, basically, test drive it, look at ones that are the kind of sound that you want, and one that's going to suit the job you're going to give it, and think about that in terms of what amplification you're going to use as well. Don't listen to people who sound really clever and use lots and lots of brand names like they know what they mean. They're just, you know, that's just a boys with toys thing. It's the same when you have a car or whatever, you know, people just talk about technical stuff. It's like, as a mum, you know, don't talk to those mums that simultaneously breastfeed twins that make you feel completely inadequate. Just don't bother with that. Just with, what do I want? and what will fit the bill. And that might mean that you think about it a bit more. Look at YouTube videos of guitarists who you like. What are they playing? Like I say, guitarists love talking about it, so it's not a problem. They'll tell you. Right, next question. When's the full album coming out? We don't have necessarily plans to make a full album currently. Before lockdown came along, we'd booked some recording sessions in May. We were looking at doing the next EP, really, in terms of the amount of studio time, that time and money that we could find. Also, I have an idea, and I'd be really interested in what you think about this, that we all have a short attention span now, and we're not really living in an album sort of time. We're living in a song sort of time. So EPs are better in terms of showing people the sort of thing you do, because not everybody wants to hear a whole album by the same person anymore, necessarily. I do sometimes, but I'm me, I'm not everybody. So we certainly have enough material to do a full album, but really it's about the time and money recording and whether really there's a market for it. Whereas with an EP, you can kind of show where you're at now. I don't know if that helps. Can I be in the next video? Okay, so again, tell me what you think. Tell us what you think. Would you like us to do a video that you can all be in? And what would you want it to be like? And which song should we do? So, yeah, let's do a video with lots of people in it. What song should we do? What would you like to do? Shall we all dress up as superheroes? Like my mum? I don't know. My phone keeps beeping. That's probably really important questions for my family, like, can you make me a cup of tea and where are my socks? But we're going to ignore those questions at the moment. Which festival, any country, would you like to be invited to play? Wow. Okay, we should definitely ask Zoe and Chris those questions. My family love Japan and Japanese culture, and we like things like K-pop and J-pop as a family. So, yeah, a rock festival in Japan that I could take my family to and my kids would really enjoy, that would be like brilliant. So yeah, that would be great fantasy, because we'd all love to visit that. That would be cool. When you write your songs, what normally comes first, the music or the lyrics? Okay, in the Fyzz Wallace band, basically I write the songs. To start with, I write the songs, and the musical lyrics come together to start with. So I have a hum about an idea, and it comes as a hum, like Winnie the Pooh, you know? So that the lyrics come at the same time. When I write my songs, I normally get obsessed with an idea in my head, and it can be like a really serious thing, like a political thing that I feel very strongly about, or a situation that's been particularly intense or upsetting, personally for me. Or it could be something that a friend or someone close to me shares with. So that's like maybe a trigger to a theme that I then hum about. And then I usually think of other situations which it can link up to. By the time the song has formed more in my head, and I let this happen over a period of time, there's usually a consistent storyline to it that bears very little resemblance anymore to maybe the incident that kicked it off. Then, when I think I've got it in my head, I leave it alone for at least 24 hours. And then, if I can still remember it, it's good. If I've forgotten it, it's no good, off it goes. And it might come back later on when it's good. But if it's good and I remember it, I then do two things. First of all, I write down the lyrics and a rough idea of what I think the chords are. And then I do a video like this, and I share it with Chris and Zoe. And then they would think about whether they think it's any good. and think about the parts in it, and maybe make suggestions about how we arrange it, or little changes to it that they think would improve it. And then we would get together and rehearse it and decide whether it's a goer. So there's a lot of points in that are like an elimination process. So the idea is that you only hear the ones that are any good, and anything that's a bit shit has hopefully been kicked out the door by then. Obviously, that doesn't always work, but that's kind of the process. Now, some songs are right, which I do really like, but don't work with a band, and I tend to keep those for acoustic gigs and open mics and videos on my own and stuff like that. But the ones we think have got, some we try and work on together. Sometimes the songs come out of conversations that we've had, or the hums come out of jams that we've had in band practice. But really, to start with, it's kind of a solitary. I'm quite happy. I have done songwriting with other people before. Happy to do it again. We might write a song together in the future, but currently that's how it works. And really that's because all of us are busy people with, we all have lots of other things in our lives, and the time we have for music is very limited and very precious to us as a band. And so when we're actually get together, we like to get straight on with something, with a plan of what we're going to do. So that's the questions we've had so far. Thank you very much. We'll do some more of these, and probably next time Chris will be in the hot seat, as it were, answering our questions. So if you particularly have questions for Chris, our wonderful drumming token bloke guy, that would be most cool. And thank you very much for all your questions. Bye!